Humans belong in Sonic games. The world of Sonic is unique as a hybrid of fantasy and reality. The original installment proved this with the inclusion of the checkerboarded Green Hill Zone and the Dreamlike Special stages, as well as the Urban Starlight Zone and the Industrial Scrap Brain Zone. It's a different take on Earth. The hero Sonic and the villain Dr. Eggman hinted the existence of both anthropomorphic animals and humans. Eggman's not the only human, he's one of many. It's not like he's Will Smith in I Am Legend. There are various regions in these games with their own cultures and cities, some of which modeled after real-life places. Casino Night Zone in Sonic 2 resembles Las Vegas, and Central City in Sonic Adventure 2 is San Francisco all the way, from the Golden Gate Bridge to the parking attendant vehicles. Speaking of which, the Sonic Adventure games added more to the world building thanks to friendly citizens and high-ranking authorities that play a vital role in the narrative. The people of Station Square in SA1 make the city feel alive with their charm and personality. In SA2, everyone around the globe reacting to Eggman threatening the planet with the Eclipse Cannon made the situation dire. The Guardian Units of Nations, or GUN, is a military established in SA2 that sets the characters into motion. Y'all remember that sick moment where Sonic jumps off the helicopter with a makeshift snowboard? You can thank GUN for getting him there. And given that Eggman and Chaos have done so much damage in earlier games, it makes sense for humanity to have an army to return fire. Aside from world building, humans have another solid purpose: strengthening the characters. Tails protecting Station Square from Eggman made him a brave hero. The well-meaning Maria gave Shadow a conscience. Eggman was inspired by his grandfather, Professor Gerald Robotnik, to become a renowned scientist. Or try to be one. Through force? It brings us to this rare moment where he has a heartfelt talk with Tails.
As a child, I looked up to my grandfather because of all the great things he accomplished in his life. He was my hero, and I wanted to be a great scientist like him.
The inclusion of humans often tends to attract darker storytelling, but when it's done right, that touch of the darkness can bring out the best of the heroes. It isn't always done right though. The gun commander in Shadow the Hedgehog is overblown with his violent temper, and doesn't even consider the logical choice in not sending his troops after Shadow when he fights the invading Black Arms.
Unconfirmed sources have also reported seeing a black hedgehog in Westopolis.
Shadow? Deploy the troops now! And if you find Shadow with the black aliens, then kill them all.
But sir, isn't Shadow on our
I
side?
gave you an order, soldier. He's evil and he's the enemy.
Are you high or just incredibly stupid?
This isn't how you write drama for a character. Get it wrong, and they come across as rabid.
It's not just Maria. Even my family died because of you.
But you told me Maria was your only family.
Shut up! My bullet! You killed my bullet! Curse you, Wall! You haven't seen the last of me! Curse you!
I understand this world needing a military, but its leader must be composed. This guy's a bad example, but Sonic 06 is the worst. The humans in that game are far too intrusive, and some will actively impede your journey unless you clear a town mission. The game is long enough as it is. This only pads it out even more. SA1 never did this. Thankfully, Sonic Unleashed did a fantastic job with humans. These have got to be the most polished and colorful designs of humans in the franchise. Similar to Station Square, they're kind, never get in your way, and play a major role in raising the stakes. We care about them, so we want to help them. This contributed in making the final battle against Dark Gaia feel intense. Sadly, Sonic Unleashed was the last time we'd see humans besides Eggman. That's a shame, since the games released afterwards feel hollow without them. I'm not saying they have to be in every installment, but when they have potential for good storytelling, then they should be brought in. In Sonic Colors, Eggman builds a giant amusement park in outer space, and it's empty. If there were a lot of people in it, then the impending explosion near the end would have provided some urgency. But that doesn't happen. In June 2017, the head of Sonic Team, Takashi Iizuka, retconned that there are two separate worlds in the canon, a world of anthropomorphic animals and a world of humans. Supposedly, Sonic used to hop into the human world, and now he spends all his time in the anthro world. I don't buy it. If you want to believe this retcon, then you'd have to ignore that SA1 has the ancient Echidna tribe and Station Square in the same world. Green Hill Zone is one boat ride away from Central City in Sonic Adventure 2. The adventure titles aren't Game Gear installments that can easily be brushed off as non-canon. They were milestones in character development and impacts that Sonic had on fans. It's always been one unified world, both humans and anthros living on the same planet. This two worlds thing doesn't work for me. Here's what I think. The negative reception of Sonic 06 must have affected Iizuka's perspective of the franchise, so he exaggerates in making sure nothing can resemble that title, as a way of staying far away from it. No humans or realistic environments ever again. Another problem with the Two Worlds retcon is that it abstains future installments from reaching their peak in storytelling. Case in point, Sonic Forces. Eggman has won. He conquered the world, his empire has consumed everything, and only Sonic's resistance can stop him. Since this is set in the Anthro world, Gun can't strike back, and people can't react to Eggman's takeover since it's not their problem. We grew a connection to civilizations in the previous games. Leaving them out of a story of this magnitude was such a waste. After playing something as unsatisfying as Forces, we need humans back. And I'm not saying Sonic needs to get back into the human world. I want every game that was released this decade to be removed from the canon. The timeline is like a train wreck that gets worse with every new title. Split worlds, continuity errors, just drop all this stuff. The recent lineup of stories feel lackadaisical and shallow without humans to give them a boost. Certain characters have strong ties to humans, and it doesn't help that Sonic is far less heroic since he almost never rescues or expresses concern for a crowd of people like he did before. If we have nothing to fight for, then why should we care? Sonic's world was special. That blend of fantasy and reality gave it a powerful identity, and that identity needs to be brought back to life.